It's such an important thing, isn't it? Just really understanding who your customer is, what they actually want. Just that alone will help you create a better listing, a better product, a better price point, and then better marketing. Talking about hats, I probably have about 300 of them in my cupboard. Every time
Yeah.
I open my cupboard, they all seem to come out. But yeah, absolutely. Any time someone can actually assist by wearing another hat and doing and focusing on certain things that I don't need to focus on. I believe that as the as I guess as an owner of a product, you really the biggest thing you want to be focusing on is the actual product itself, is actually really understanding your customer target market and really creating something special for them in terms of a product and USP and differentiation and all that jazz, whatever you want to call it. I think that's the most important part for
Mm.
an owner of the company to do. And then everything else tends to fall into place when you start to outsource certain things, because yeah, it's difficult. I mean, when you first get started, I remember, looking at things like, oh, I have to build my own website. I have to take my own images. I have to write my own content. And that's good. I kind of always recommend anyone to do that initially if they can on their own. Maybe not photography. That's something that maybe you want to outsource, or maybe there's different ways of doing it, Canva, etc., like that. But you really want to do as much as you can. So for me, what I like doing in my business is I like doing my own keyword research. I like doing the customer avatars, right? I really kind of enjoy that and really digging into that and doing a lot of research into that. I like doing the listing descriptions, and I like picking the product and obviously working on improving the product and innovating that as much as possible. And everything else in between, I kind of prefer to outsource and do things like that. I know you said you had an online fashion website, so that was actually products that you're selling related
Yeah, it
to that.
was products. Yeah, I had this idea for it's called capsule wardrobe. So I was really into that. It's a more sort of minimalist fashion style. So it's really about like your core staple pieces and then mixing and matching them in different ways to create multiple outfits. So that was sort of my idea. And but in terms of the execution, it wasn't really there because yeah, I was basically relying on I was going out to wholesalers and trying to find what I had, where really it would have been better for me to go, and looking back at it now, um, go out and I'd have to, source it myself and do all of that. But that's just wasn't something that I was prepared to do. But that's where it started. So the first idea isn't always going to be the one that you stick with, and that's okay. I learned a lot, and the lessons that I have from that, yeah, I still refer back to now.
And would you
So you,
be
you don't really know where it's going to take you, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, that's true. Tell me about it. I think a lot of
Mm.
us didn't know where it was going to take us, right? At one point, it's like, oh, hold on, it's like a giant roller coaster sometimes, like you mentioned. That's for sure. It's a definite, but you just got to stick with it, and I think that's the important part about it. If you were to launch your now, this is a hypothetical question. If you were to launch your fashion website again, what was it that you're doing differently with the knowledge that you know now?
I probably wouldn't do it, to be honest. I was watching the War on Waste the other week, and they were talking about the fashion industry and how much waste there is. And they were saying, 30% of stock gets sold, 30% is discounted, and 30% they just throw away. So that in itself, that doesn't seem like a very good business model to me. But obviously, there are people that make it work. But for someone that, is starting out and they don't necessarily have a lot of capital, that's probably wouldn't be my recommendation, I would say. And again, it could be that, you just start with one product that's catering towards a specific niche. It might be, you know, um, like mums or something like that. Or maybe it's going on the Women's World Cup, like something to do with, soccer and women's soccer, like a item of clothing. So really niching down so that and doing something that perhaps filling and solving a problem that no one else is doing. So then it really would rely on, what are you interested in? So the things that you're interested in, you would know, okay, there's a problem. Why is no one solving that problem? And that can be a business idea. So um, things like that. But really, yeah, niching down, not selling what everyone else is selling, solving a problem. And it could be solving a problem for yourself. you're trying to find something online, you can't find it. Perhaps there's a
Actually,
business idea there. So
yeah,
ideas can come from anywhere.
absolutely. You're right. Actually, you touch on that, solving a problem for yourself. That's probably one of the
Mm.
biggest kind of tips that you can actually get is there usually a lot of the great ideas come like that because you'd think, man, I wish someone had this, or I wish this product was like this. And it was something that you didn't
Mm.
think about you didn't think about going into an online business or anything like that. But maybe there's a problem that a product that you're actually using day to day today that you look and say, oh, I wish it came in this color. Oh, I wish it was designed like this.
Yeah.
And they're usually kind of the best ideas. So yeah, thanks for touching on that, Megan. That's for sure. Some good tips.
That was a video from my regular Monday night Q&A session with the members of the Aussie Online Entrepreneurs. We are a community of 2,500 members and growing. We're the fastest growing community of professional e-commerce sellers right here in Australia. With sales, by the way, of over $50 million. $50 million, holy crap. If you'd like to find out more about what we do and how we can help you build your own e-commerce business too, get off to www.aussieonlineentrepreneurs.com.au. The link for that is in the description. And thanks so much for watching. See you in the next video.